Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How you doing? It's Russell from Porky's Corner, the biggest gob in sport. How you doing, Andy? All right, kid. Yeah.
Not bad, Rush. Yourself? You good?
You all right?
All
Yeah.
good?
Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah.
Yeah. You hear me okay? Yeah.
What are you up
Your
to?
David. Just chilling out and rushing about tonight. Taking the young lad to his football training, so just
Right
got back.
then. 9 o'clock on a Tuesday evening. Where should we start? Well, there's only one place to start. Want it a low blow or want it a low blow, Andy?
When I was watching it initially, I thought it was a good body shot, and then when I seen the replay, I thought, no, that's like in the bladder area. It looked to me. That's what it looked to me where he hit him. And, nah, that's a no-go area. There's a lot of controversy over folk thinking a low blow has to be a shot in the nuts, but that's ridiculous. He actually hit him on the hip at one point. Was that earlier in the fight?
Yeah. I've seen best video I've seen on it. I saw Dave Cole, that was a good one, but the pain game, is it the big Geordie kid with tattoos? True Geordie, is it? That's a good video. He's got some photos of other low blows, from Dubois. And that. Look, Dubois had to make it a dirty fight. That's what you've got to do. It's a fight, isn't it?
Yeah. You know? I think he stated beforehand he was going to make it dirtier, so he showed an intention before the fight. And the week leading up to it, I think there was comments about that, wasn't it? Said he'll do anything it takes to win.
Yeah. What do you think of the show from the beginning to end?
I didn't see it all. There was some poor stuff. I seen one fight that seemed to be a good tear up. Oh, I caught the end of it. I was down at my pal's house watching it. But I thought Dubois gave it a decent go. He gave it as decent a go as he could of what he's capable of. But I thought he gave it a better go than Joshua. But he wasn't winning rounds or that. But he wasn't holding back like Joshua was. He was committing himself to throwing punches. But he was outclassed.
I think Joshua tried to make it a tactical battle, didn't he? Which were playing into Usyk's hands, didn't it? Really.
Overthinking. He's overthinking.
Yeah. Back up a little bit from Usyk's fight. We'll just have a mention about the actual show itself. The show were in Poland, so that means that Bricktop didn't win the purse bid, did he? He bid 6 million. They bid 8. Now that's a massive margin of 25%, isn't it? So they bid 25% more, which is unheard of in a world title fight, going back donkey's years. So they didn't invest in the guy. Do you think that they didn't invest in him in the bid because they realised that he was up against it and he don't do tickets?
No.
And that after the previous fight where he hit the canvas 3 times or he had 3 counts, the bellman saved him. Got it, but it was an early round, the one who was getting knocked around him, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it a minute? I'm not sure how long that was, Andy.
I don't think Bricktop's seen any gain in home advantage, any big gain in home advantage. So
no,
he's not gonna risk losing money. So he is a bit of a gambler. He's not going to risk losing money over that when somebody else can.
Bricktop always screams about home advantage, though, doesn't he? In a lot of interviews.
Yeah.
He didn't get it through, so he keeps saying he's gone into the lion's den and we've got to respect him, just like Tyson Fury against Vladimir and blah, blah, blah. Well, Tyson Fury had no choice to go over there. He was same situation as Daniel Dubois. You see where I'm coming from? If you don't invest in your guy. Now, so Dubois gone over there. He had no choice. It was undeserving. The title shot was undeserving. Come on. Yeah. If that had been any other referee, he might have been paraded now as the unified heavyweight champion with 5 belts. It would have been by default, wouldn't it, really? Come on.
Would have been left a sour taste in the mouth there, would it?
I noticed that Eddie Hills has done an interview, and he's bigging Dubois up as the future and this and that. So that's a little teaser that to say come to Matchroom, isn't it? Really.
Come to Matchroom because Big Meech is finished. He probably sees another. What is he, 8 years younger than Big Meech? So he probably feels he could feed him some cannon fodder and build him into the new Big Meech.
What do you think to that Amzad Shiraz?
Hamza Sheeran. I don't think I've seen that fight.
He's the middleweight that ran early on in the show, the Asian kid.
That's Bricktop's guy.
Well,
Yeah, who was he fighting? I never seen the fight. I've not had a chance to catch up with it yet either.
Maito Roto, so I can't even pronounce his name, some foreign dude. But the bigged it up as a 50-50, but no.
Yeah, I think he's a good prospect, isn't he? But he needs to be tougher test. If it's
well, I want to see him in with Denzel Bentley, don't we? Okay. Moving on from that, before we get to nitty-gritty stuff, because you're going to enjoy this two-parter today. Oh, yeah. Let's move on to Nazim Hamid's son, Adam Hamid.
Yeah.
What do you think to that, fighting a 17-year-old kid that's at college?
Looked like a wee boy he was fighting, wasn't it? It was.
I think everybody's allowed a knockover in the first one, aren't they?
That's child abuse, eh?
Do you think, Andy, that it's just going to be another gimmick job where they're milking it, and it's all going to be about the dad with his? Because when they had him up on screen, all they had were his dad, video stuff about his dad, and they've got big backing from Saudi, and it's not about you, Naz. You're a big fat pie eater. That's what you are now, Naz. Big fat umpa lumper, strutting about, thinking you're a bad man. It's about your son. Let him blossom and stay out of the way. We don't want to see you on screen and going on about what you did and how good you are. Oh, it's boring. You're boring us. It's a lifetime ago since you fought. A lifetime. Let your son blossom. That's all I'm going to have to say on it. But he's not going to do, is he? He's going to make it about him. That's what I think.
Yeah, he should be taking a back seat and let him do his own thing. He looks. It's difficult to say until you see him against somebody, but he looks the part, and he comes across as he's taking it seriously in that. So we'll wait and see. The jury will be out on him until he gets in some. But he's not even had an amateur fight. But did I hear you say he's spent a lot of time training in the gym or building himself up that way? So
listen, this is how I look at it, Andy. Right, that guy's fought, right, was 17-year-old. Yeah, I would have flogged him quicker. And I'm 53 years of age. Shape I'm in, I would have flogged him on the spot. So he shouldn't have even had a license, that guy that he fought. It would embarrass him. You know, frightened to death. Towel, they couldn't even throw towel in properly, mate, could they? Well, so no, I'm not buying into it. And what all they've done now, with him coming out, giving it the big one, right, trying to be like his dad, all they've done now is turn the public against him, right?
Yep.
And to be fair to Campbell Hatton, he ain't carried off like that, so there's still chance for him.
Yeah.
And we don't see Ricky Hatton on screen every time Campbell Hatton comes out. It ain't the Nash show no more. It's over for you. You're fat as a pig, Michelin man. Stay at home and watch it with a box of popcorn. So that's that put to one side. He's going to have to step his game up.
Yeah.
We get to the main event, right? Now, we saw what we saw. Did you give him a round, Dubois?
I give him the fifth.
You give him the fifth?
Give him the fifth. But if you could have I thought he did all right in the third. He clearly lost the first two. I thought he done all right in the third.
Yeah.
But it's debatable. That was enough to win the round. No one Usyk's backyard, I wouldn't think. But the other rounds, he was just getting outboxed, wasn't Usyk's accuracy is pretty impressive, isn't it? He was punching right through the guard, wasn't he? He was finding the angles to get through the guard. Like I say, initially I thought it was a decent body shot, put him down, but then the way he went down was more like getting hit with a low blow. When you see folk getting hit with a body shot, there's usually a delayed reaction before they go down, innit? They don't just go down like a sack of tatties. And I mean, if it hits him, there's nothing to say when it hits the cup there. It's not going to give you a bad sensation down below. But it looked to me like a bladder shot that he hit him with. I mean,
I watched Teddy Atlas. Have you seen Teddy Atlas?
I've not seen him yet, no.
I watch it religiously. And I respect him because he had a job 250 grand a year at ESPN and he weren't bothered about saying what he wanted. I like people like that.
He speaks his mind. Yeah, speaks his mind.
Well, he's a wealthy guy anyway. His dad was a top doctor in New York, but it's Theodore Atlas, I think his dad was called. But what I want to make is your Teddy Atlases and your Carl Frochers, they can give an opinion. There's no agenda, right?
Yep.
You get somebody like Tony Bellew, gives an opinion. Tony's a wealthy man, but he ain't got no credibility now because he's not neutral. He's team matchroom, any kind of thing. He'd be saying something different if he were a matchroom fighter. So what Tony says now don't matter because of what's gone in the past. It's like if Tyson Fury come out now and said, "Oh, I'm going to fight Usyk in December," nobody would believe him, would they? Because of what's happened in the past. It's like once you tell a lie, anything else you say is no good. My barrister once cross-examined somebody in court, and he said that same thing, and it always stuck with me. Always stuck with me that. Getting back to what we're on about there, Carl Froch has got credibility because he hasn't got an agenda. He's not a matchroom, goody, is he, like Tony Bellew? And he's not. I put that a bit better than I normally do. And the rest of them, Spencer Oliver. Now the gaslighting from him is unbelievable. Now I don't know if everybody's seen Spencer Oliver sat next to, is it Dubois' brother, and then they're opposite Daddy Don, and then Delicate Daniel Dubois, or Delicate Danny. Right?
Desperate Dan.
Desperate Dan. Desperate now, isn't he? Every time Desperate Dan was saying something, or Daddy Don, and it looked like they were struggling, Spencer Oliver butted in and helped him along the way, didn't he? Spencer, shut your pie hole and let them talk. Stop trying to hold their hand. We want to see Dubois on his own in that studio, not with everybody holding his hand like he's some big, stupid, stiff mute. What? Am I out of order saying that?
No, you couldn't.
Am I out of order saying that?
Did you see him try to excuse himself from quitting? He was that was embarrassing, eh?
Well, that Bricktop's interview, what is?
That was I think it's maybe an edited version I've seen. It was about 12 minutes long. I think I noticed there's a full version. I've not had time to watch that.
I saw Bricktop interviewed by Umar IFL Umar. Umar, you redeemed yourself with me for one day only. Umar didn't put it on him, but he got Bricktop stuttering. Now normally Bricktop would have swatted him like a fly, wouldn't he? But he went and tried to take him down another avenue, but Umar, to be fair to him, didn't have it. So well done, Umar IFL Umar. You redeemed yourself for once. But as far as I'm concerned, we know what we saw, don't we? We know what we saw. He wanted out after 7, going into 8, who were cooks. Now, it's easy for us to say, sat at home. It's easy for us to say this, sat at home, right? We're not in ring taking blows, are we? They're taking blows. So they're forgetting it, ring to starters, they need respect. He's taking the blows. Now, people are saying Usyk's on slide on that. Oh, if that's on slide, I don't know what it's like when he's on form, like, because He dropped him twice and just mesmerised him. He beat him up here. You know why? Because he wouldn't leave him alone. He didn't leave him alone, did he? He was on him, picking and poking all the time. Do you know, like Muhammad Ali used to do to people?
Yeah.
He kept on and on and on and on at him, didn't he? He broke him down, not with power. Ali want a Wilder puncher or Ernie Shavers, George Foreman type, Ron Lyle type puncher, was he?
No.
Ali picking and poking, moving like a bee, like Usyk. Pardon?
Speed and accuracy. Yeah. Speed and accuracy.
Exactly. And I think Daniel Dubois, we're looking for a way out. He ran out of ideas. Every time he wanted to set his feet to let one go, he got hit. And your concentration goes. And I think eventually it broke him down, didn't it? It's not his fault. He's not being in a firefight, was he? But he won.
No, he looked baffled. This looked baffled. I
I
thought Usyk was a wee bit flat-footed. Maybe it was at round 6, but he was maybe recovering from that low blow. Either that, or he was trying to plant his feet a bit to get a bit of power in. He seemed to be just want to get on him, didn't he? After that, just put it on him. 6, 7, 8.
Do you think he might have had an ankle injury?
Usyk?
What floor? Just a bit. He looked like it. What floor wet? Because they kept saying it was wet or something.
It was, aye. It was a raining really bad, wasn't it? And it looked like, I think he slipped at one point, didn't he?
He did as well. Dubois, didn't he? He looked to me like he slipped as well.
Aye, so he maybe just tried to get back. Yeah.
You what?
Yeah. It's teeming down the rain, but I didn't see anybody try to dry the canvas of that, though. Yeah. Unless
Can't understand the word you just said there, Andy, mate. What did you say?
I didn't see anybody trying to dry the canvas.
No, I didn't know.
Wet it was, you know.
I didn't know. I'll tell you what I have seen though. Since then, I've seen Don Charles doing a lot of interviews. Everywhere Daniel Dubois goes, Don Charles goes. So I don't know what all that's about. He's a trainer, isn't he? Don't leave all this stuff to the promoters. Why have we got the trainer in every interview now? Why is he trying to be a celebrity trainer? Don Charles, you've never behaved like this in your career ever. What brought all this on, Don? I thought you were against all the celebrity trainers. You used to be very critical about Mr. Caldwell and all the rest of them, Mr. Ingle, and now all of a sudden you're one of them. I mean, every single day we've got Flex, haven't we, on Boxing King Media, we're in opinion. When's he going to train a fighter? You don't even train anybody now, does it?
No, I'm aware.
Flex, who do you train? I'll tell you who does train out here. I'll give him a mention. Overnight, I was down here about 10 o'clock at night. And them next door put big chain up, massive gates, and changed code. Right, I forgot all about it. So I couldn't get it in. I went in that Jeep and it's automatic. So I turned engine off. And I left lights on and it's an auto. Anyway, when I finally got in after a few phone calls, ranting and raving, it wouldn't start, would it? So I went down to Witter's gym. They were outside. There was a kid outside. Is it Billy? Cheers for jump with jump. He's got jump these back on that. He's changed the Ingle gym. So Flex, one of your lot, give me a jump. Oh, Flexy. Well, when I first went over, I goes, "Gives a jump, mate." About 6 Asian kids there. They all blanked me. So I went, "No problem, I'll ring green flag." Anyway, then they come down and they give me a jump in an Audi. So nice one, kid. So Flex, pop, bang. But I keep seeing Flex on that Who Is It's channel. You know the copper? Yeah, the copper. Is it Gully? You want a triple bypass operation? I'm sorry to hear about that. But you're a copper, aren't you? Copper. How's about that, Mr. Boxing King Media, eh? Unbelievable. So Flex. So every day you're having an interview in that Ingle gym with old Bill, eh? Poppity pop on that one.
Flexi Informer.
Well, makes you wonder what's going on, doesn't it, eh? Makes you wonder what's going on when he's supposed to be having a fight with Killer Khan at Meadow Hall. What happened there, Dom? When he put it on you, you ran out of Meadow Hall and then he got police at his house an hour later. Pop, pop, bang. Hey? And this is boxing. And this is boxing people, isn't it? Hey? Imagine Flex in jail. Imagine Flex in Armley on remand. You like that, wouldn't you? Right.
You think Bricktop's instructed Big Daddy Don not leave Desperate Dan's side? He's maybe handcuffed him to.
Well, what's happening is now. You see, this is what happens in boxing. Flex, sorry, not Flex. We'll park you up, Flex, because you haven't got no fighters now. You're trying to dig Kell Brook up for Conor Benn. They're hanging on for that payday. Flex, stick to training accountants and ripping them off 60 quid an hour for a few sit-ups and a stick of salary. Right. What we've got now is we've got Bricktop. He's going to need some eyes and ears, isn't he? So he's going to keep Daddy Don sweet, right? He's going to keep him sweet. They're going to know what's going on because, trust me, first they're angry, then they're upset, then they look for somebody to blame. Now, if I were Mr. Dubois, I'd be like, what's going on here? Why is my son in with this guy here? He's just been mesmerised, and he was mesmerised in fight before they pulled it out at bag, right? What is going on? So he's going to need some eyes and ears. I don't know how long he's got left on deal with Bricktop, but I can assure you they're coming to the end. That's coming to the end them now. And I won't be surprised to see Daddy Don down the road. I won't be surprised. It's boxing, mate, isn't it? It's boxing.
Is his sister with Matchroom?
Is who?
Is Caroline Dubois with Matchroom?
No, she's with Sky, isn't she? Boxer,
right.
I think she's with Boxer, yeah. I'm not sure. I think it's Boxer, yeah. I think it's Boxer. But either way, that's not a sister's not him. And who's really bothered about the sister anyway? We're not bothered about that women's boxing. Let's have it right. It's a load of old tosh in it. Let's put it into perspective here. Look, we're not into all this PC stuff. It's a load of old pony women's boxing. You know it, I know it, and all the trainers and managers and promoters, trust me, they all know it. But they've got to do it, haven't they? There is some good boxers out there who I don't mind watching, but there's only an handful, isn't there?
Yes. It's a shallow pond.
Who's Bricktop got now that's any good? Tell me, Andy, tell me.
He's got some young prospects, hasn't he? He's got Dennis McCann. He just had a majority draw or something there recently.
Well, so if he's had a draw already, it's half a blemish on record. It's a bit like going to somebody's house and they're owing you some money for some gear, say 1,000 quid. You say, I've got that money, and they've got 500. It's only the beginning, mate. So somebody hands you a light envelope, just the beginning. Somebody gets a draw, and it's the stage of his career against a guy like that, who they thought he'd beat. It's just the beginning, isn't it? But they had to roll the dice anyway. I'm not saying Dennis McCann is skillful, he looks the part on that, but when you're drawing against somebody like that and you're touted as this world prospect, Houston, we have a problem. So who else has he got? Let's have a look. Anthony Yard. He's been beat 3 times, hasn't he, Yard,
Yeah.
Right. He's got a Commonwealth title and an area belt to his name, and his next birthday is 33. Well, how long has Anthony Yard got left? Forget what Mr. T and Big Malk say. He's coming up 33-year-old now. I know what Clinton Woods were like at that age. Right. Tyson Fury, he's more or less half retired. He can do what he wants now, can't he? He's got Netflix hanging out the back of him. And trust me, now we're getting to the business end of his career. Do you think him and his old man, Big John, are going to want to share the pie with Bricktop? No. They don't care for Bricktop.
Big John's already made noises. Big John's already said, why does he need Bricktop?
Listen, yeah, exactly. And he's got Tyson's ear all every day. Bricktop ain't got Tyson's ear every day. And John will not let anybody in that camp around Tyson, who'll report back to him. This is just how boxing dads are.
Yeah.
So Tyson, he hasn't really got his claws into him. If he did have his claws into Tyson, he'd have him defending that WBC belt. They'd have made these fights, because if Bricktop had put enough, if he'd have put as much energy into giving Tyson Fury a fight as he is getting Daniel Dubois this rematch, right? We'd have all had what we wanted in the last few years, won't we? So Tyson, he's not a sure thing for Bricktop. Yeah. Joe Joyce, he's 38 in 2 weeks, Joe Joyce. He's fighting Zhang. Now, I believe Bricktop's got options on both of them. He's 41, Zhang. So forget them, they're not the future, are they?
Yeah.
And they've both already been beat. Daniel Dubois is 26 next week, isn't he? Now, he's already damaged goods, isn't he? So he's last dice for Bricktop. So last thing he needs is Eddie Hearn cozying up to Daniel Dubois, which is what he's done tonight, saying, he's the future and all that. Listen, do you believe that Eddie Hearn thinks Daniel Dubois is the future of the heavyweight division? Come on, yes or no? No. But he'd love to take him off Bricktop, because Bricktop can manipulate Dubois into any situation and pinch him a world title, or pinch him an interim, or cause problems or block fights and that way. But look, Dubois got problems up here. So who else have we got? We spoke about Dennis McCann. Oh, well,
the other heavyweight. Who's a young heavyweight? Heavyweight guy.
He's a pup, isn't he? What is he, 18-year-old?
It's going to be another
Moses Matoma. What is it? We don't. He could get flogged at any stage, couldn't he, if they rush him?
Yeah.
So they've got problems, haven't they, really, Bricktop, haven't they? He's not going on. Well,
Bricktop's living on his nerves at the moment, isn't he? He's like a complete stress head. He can't control Fury. Everything's going against him, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm going to go an impression of Bricktop. What's this? That's a Bricktop. Ready? Do me a favour.
He's got a weak eye, hasn't he?
Well, you would want you having to do with Tyson, John, and Tommy, and having Derek Chisora piping up in your ear all every 2 minutes. What's all that about? Oh. The worst wipes in the world, Huggies. Huggies are the worst wipes in the world, like Pet Vet at Dalton's, the worst vets.
They fall apart, don't they?
Terrible, terrible. I spoke about the pain game one. That's the best video I've seen. 38 interviews since the fight. That's what Bricktop's done. 38 interviews, right? It's all online. They've gone into overdrive with the interview. Bricktop, Fat Francis, the son, the housewife's favourite. Andy Ayling, the Beast of Brentwood. They wheeled them all out, but the biggest licker I've seen on it ain't Sam Jones. Do you know who's the biggest licker I've seen? Spencer Oliver. Spencer Oliver, you licker, you ex-boxer, licker. You've spun such a web of lies since Saturday, Spencer. You've become embarrassing. You are embarrassing, right? And you were trying to dig out Tony Bellew, Liam Smith, Paul Smith, who other guy? Carl Froch. There was somebody else, Barry Jones. But you were cute how you did it, Spencer, because you never mentioned the names, but they're the 5 that have spoke out about the actual low blow. So, Spencer, very, very cute. But you think these boxers don't know that you're having a dig? Listen, you're there for money and yourself, you little juggiers. Why don't you just start speaking truth? You know what you're seeing, but you've got to sit in that studio, haven't you? And do you know what it's becoming now? I ain't got no time for Eddie Hills, mate. It's cut from a different cloth to me, right? Different upbringings, totally. It's becoming a lick feast at Talksport, Andy, right? It's a lick feast. And what they're doing now, they're sticking it to Hearn, but they're not sticking it to the other one. They're letting them run roughshod over them. That's what it's become. It's becoming a Queensbury Bricktop lick feast. I mean, hang on, let me just wipe my eyeball. That's what it's becoming, mate. Honestly, it's becoming a joke. An utter joke.
Did you notice when Big Daddy Don was on about the referee? You know, when they were talking about him quitting, but it was an inconsistency with his opinion on the referee at that point and with a low blow point. It was
Right.
a complete opposite end of the spectrum.
I'm gonna tell you about Daddy Don now, right? Big Daddy Don Charles, right? You slipped up, didn't you, when you told Daniel Dubois to stay down in the 9th, right? Now the kid's been pinged about all over for 9 rounds, and you're telling him to stay down. Then you're telling him to get up. He didn't know which way he was going. Now, when he did get up, it was too late, right? But they're saying, well, if he wanted to carry on, why ain't Don Charles putting a complaint in about the referee? So Don Charles said, well, we didn't put a complaint in because the referee were closest to it, and we're not going to go against his judgment. The referee were closest to the low ball incident, the low punch incident. But you're going against that, aren't you? Eh? Even though they're an uppercut, you can clearly see the bulk part of the fist is below, isn't it?
Yeah.
People are twisting it with this navel bit and where his position of his shorts are. I sent you them photos, didn't I? Whose shorts are the highest out of the 2 fighters?
Dubois.
There you go. Spencer Oliver. Why didn't you mention that? And then they're going on about, well, why didn't he take a point off? To be fair to Spencer Oliver, he had to come out, didn't he, and say, well, it was an unintentional foul. That's the first time anybody said anything in 3 days since it happened. It was an unintentional foul why he didn't take a point off. So they should think they said, lucky. But if he had took a point off, they'd have had to chase the fight, wouldn't they? Now, when Robin Reed fought Sven Otka, they took a point off him for dropping Sven Otka. So Robin had to chase it then, didn't he? You see where I'm coming from? But it's becoming a talk sport and Queensbury lick feast. And it's embarrassing. Do you know Judge Jordan, Simon Jordan? In my house, we call him Judge Jordan because he's the judge on everything. I liked him at first. Now I'm going off him. Then he turned around and said, Carl Frotcher's got an agenda. Judge Jordan, why are you coming out with nonsense like that? Carl Frotch told it straight. That's why his channel's fastest growing boxing channel out there. What is 195 boxing channels going at the moment? Out of all them 195 is its fastest growing. Because he tells it straight. He ain't got an agenda, has he, Andy?
He's got a bullshit-free zone.
Now listen, I know I've been in his company. He doesn't suffer fools like the car. He don't, right? But go on, then. So, well,
tell us it like it is. I mean, do you think Dubois looked like he wanted to continue? Not a chance. You know, he didn't even object, did he?
The 8th round stoppage, he looked like he'd had enough. Then he always takes a knee, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Triple knee, they call him, don't they now?
Triple knee.
Triple knee. He's always taking knees, isn't he? Ended up in a situation where he demands a bit. This is a situation we're in here, right? With Bricktop. And Bricktop's very cute how he's done this, right? We've got a guy here who they say he's lost every round. You're saying you get it 5th, right? The experts didn't give him a round. None of them. Ring Magazine, not Boxing News, none of them. So they've got a guy here. Is it a guy with a low punch? They've given him a break. Usyk, he's got up. Fair enough. Usyk made a meal out of it. Fair enough. You're gonna do. Usyk's then put it on the guy. So he's lost every round. He got annihilated and quit for a second time in a fight he shouldn't have been in.
Yeah.
And he got £2 million, by the way. And they're saying that he deserves a rematch. Where is the sport going where you can get annihilated? You can get annihilated like that and demand a rematch. What the is going on? Tell me, Andy, because I'm lost for words.
You can maybe only demand a rematch if Dubois was officially seen as being ahead on points at the stage of the stoppage. But nah, there's no call for a rematch in my mind. But it's just Bricktop and Big Daddy Don trying to, I don't know what they're trying to do, save face. But they're making a fool of themselves. All this shouting and that.
All the shouting and that. Come on.
Nah,
It's become embarrassing now.
It's just going on too long, isn't it? It's just Bricktop's going to give himself a bloody heart attack or something, the way he's going.
Listen, mate. You know what I believe? I believe that if Big Top retired, mate, it'd be boring boxing because there is a likable side to him. But he's such a dog when it comes to lies and manipulation and pound notes. He's a dog. He is a dog, mate, behind the scenes. That's why nobody can work with him. That's why none of the fights can get made, because he's a dog.
Yeah.
I've seen some at contracts. I've seen some of his contracts, and do you know what? They're shocking, mate. They're shocking. People actually sign with this guy, and they're shocking. It's bad, mate. You'd only want to work with somebody like that on an handshake, wouldn't you? Can I just mention that it's 25 days to Conor Benn's return on 23rd of September? And I'm going to keep mentioning it every day. So well done, Conor Benn, coming back on 23rd of September, according to Eddie Hills, the 6-0 Iceman from Billericay. Oh, my way off. Bop, bop, bang. Usyk fought in a small ring. Can you give me an inclination why that happened? Why were that in a small ring if they won the purse bid? Why would he want to fight in a small ring?
That's strange that he'd have a preference to do that. Though, to be fair, he doesn't run away from anybody, does he? He's always in front of them.
Yeah.
Creating angles and slipping and sliding and firing in rapid punches that they don't see coming, most of his opponents, I would say. But maybe that suits him.
Yeah.
But then he is getting on a wee bit, so maybe he thinks he'd be forced to use his legs more in a bigger ring. When his skill set kind of allows him, he could maybe fight in a phone box and still.
He didn't look match fit. He didn't look match fit to me. I'll give him a 7 for his fitness. He was more on ball in Joshua fights, wasn't he?
Yeah. Maybe a bit of inactivity, maybe.
Do you want to turn on to part 2, Andy Pal?
Yeah, no problem.
Join us in part 2, all you hardcores.